Most people think secret laboratories only exist in movies and science fiction, but some of the most important discoveries in human history began behind doors the public never saw. Because powerful ideas are often developed in private, long before the world learns about them. Secrecy creates time. And that created one of the most fascinating worlds on Earth, the world of secret laboratories. At level 1, secret laboratories begin as private research rooms. This is where innovation starts. A scientist, inventor, or entrepreneur builds a small workspace away from distractions. The environment remains simple, because breakthrough ideas rarely begin inside giant facilities. They begin with curiosity, and psychologically, privacy encourages experimentation. Failure feels safer. The laboratory becomes a protected space for ideas, a place where mistakes are allowed. But eventually, experiments become larger and more ambitious. More resources become necessary. At level 2, dedicated research facilities emerge. The laboratory starts growing. Specialized equipment, secure storage areas, and controlled workspaces appear. The operation becomes professional. Because serious innovation requires infrastructure, ideas need tools, and researchers gain the ability to test more complex concepts. The pace accelerates. The laboratory becomes more than a room. It becomes an institution. At level 3, corporate laboratories enter the picture. This is where competition begins. Private companies invest heavily in research hidden from competitors. Innovation becomes strategic, because the first company to create a breakthrough often gains enormous advantages. Secrecy becomes valuable. And laboratories begin protecting information as carefully as physical assets. Knowledge becomes wealth. The facility is no longer just creating products, it is creating future markets. At level 4, high-security laboratories appear. Protection becomes a priority. Restricted access, surveillance systems, biometric controls, and compartmentalized information become standard, because valuable research attracts attention, and attention creates risk, and the laboratory transforms into a secure environment where only a few people know the full picture. At level 5, underground laboratories begin appearing. Visibility disappears. These facilities are built beneath mountains, deserts, and remote locations. The laboratory becomes invisible, because true secrecy often depends on staying out of sight completely. The best hidden facility attracts no attention, and psychologically, underground environments create a sense of isolation and focus. The outside world fades away. At level 6, elite research complexes emerge. The scale becomes extraordinary. Multiple laboratories, testing centers, data facilities, and private infrastructure appear. Everything becomes interconnected, because the most advanced projects often require entire ecosystems of specialists. No single laboratory is enough, and the facility evolves into a research city, a place where innovation never stops. At level 7, secret laboratories become innovation fortresses, the highest level of private research. This is the world of ultra-secure facilities, classified projects and technologies, years ahead of public awareness. Private power systems, independent communications, advanced testing environments, and isolated operations appear. At this level, the laboratory no longer follows the future, it creates it. The people inside are not simply researching ideas, they are building possibilities. And maybe that represents the final evolution of secret laboratories. Control over tomorrow. Because eventually power stops being measured only by money or influence. It becomes measured by innovation. Innovation that changes industries, economies, and sometimes entire societies. The future becomes an asset. Most people think secret laboratories exist because organizations want privacy. But privacy is only part of the story. The real purpose is protection. Protection for ideas before they are ready for the world. Because history shows that the biggest breakthroughs often remain hidden for years, sometimes decades, and when the world finally sees them, they appear sudden and revolutionary, even though the work started long before. Secret laboratories became the birthplace of that process. Hidden spaces where tomorrow is quietly constructed, not because secrecy is powerful, but because time is.